I'm Trevor.
And this is
OT. Graps.
Raps.
All I see is us frozen on the TV. It's funny.
We're gonna figure this out. Oh, here we go. Now he frozen now. There are some technical difficulties happening, but it wouldn't be OT Graphs without it. Trevor is stuck in some sort of weird what I don't know. What kind of face would y'all describe that as? That's an interesting face right now. He's puckering. He's got the duck face. Trevor's doing the duck face. Y'all remember the duck face was real popular back in
Yeah, I was
1964.
frozen, by the way.
We knew. You were frozen for everybody. You were stuck on the duck face. You going to
That's bad.
it was you go back and watch it after the show. It's pretty funny. But Trevor and I are back at it. Another edition of OT Graps, the 22nd edition of OT Graps. This is probably like the 80th whatever podcast that you and I have ever done together. But MGT
Probably, yeah.
says on technical difficulties, it's tradition. You're damn right, it's tradition. You know what else is tradition? Y'all supporting us by hitting that like button, subscribing, and following my man on Twitter. Go follow Trevor on Twitter for all of his terrible wrestling takes. CC screenshotted that, by the way. Go follow him at Trevortainment. That is TreverTainment. Trevortainment.
Entertainment.
I've gotten so good at that, by the way, now.
Well, yeah, you are getting very good at it.
It's just like, yeah. It's like, oh, you guys want to follow my man on Twitter? He's TreverTainment. But I gotta shake my head, otherwise it doesn't happen.
Nah. Comes out.
Wonderful show planned for y'all today. We're gonna be talking about Sasha Banks. She is set to debut tonight at 3
Yeah.
AM. In about what is that like? It's 5 in about 8 hours. Wrestle Kingdom is gonna start. So within the next 12 hours, Sasha Banks should have made her New Japan Pro Wrestling debut in
Maybe.
some way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. I'm not watching that stuff
Perfect.
live, but it's the middle of the week, man. If this is like a Friday situation, sure. It's the middle of the week. I can't be doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. I'm tired. I need a nap. We're gonna be talking about that. We're also gonna be talking about it's Max Caster getting some major heat backstage in AEW over his diss of Jeff and Karen Jarrett, which I thought was pretty funny. But
I thought it was hilarious, personally. But
bro, it more than personally. That's he's scamming people like Global Force Gold. Oh my god. That
I
was, like,
mean,
probably the best line he's ever uttered in a rap.
oh yeah. I mean, the fact that Karen, and Jeff Jarrett are together is a joke.
Dude, I mean, we'll get into that because Jeff Jarrett had some interesting things to say about that whole situation on his podcast. We're also gonna be talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 17. 2 nights of Wrestle Kingdom, one this week, one on January 21st. So they're spreading it out a little bit, which is interesting. But we'll talk about all of that, Trevor. But first, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm good. And you?
No comment. Anyway, we're gonna we'll get things started on the official show in just a second. But first, Trevor, you know what time it is.
It's the icebreaker. Is it you or me this week? I feel like it's you this week.
Wasn't me this week? I thought I went last week. Did I go
What
last
was it
week?
last? What was
I
it
don't
last?
know who it.
Oh, you know what the icebreaker was last week? We were
What?
talking about the superlatives. Couldn't talk for best wrestler and all that good stuff. That was the icebreaker last week.
Uh,
That ended up being the whole show.
all right. So we need. I got this week. Okay, then you can. We'll remember that you're going next week. We just
I will.
remember that
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
won't.
I
Because
know
I don't
you.
remember anything. Um,
Neither do I.
let's see. All right. Okay, you're gonna love this one.
I probably am not, but let's do it.
Favorite professional wrestling backstage segment.
Oh wow. Okay. Hmm. There's some good ones. There really
Mhm.
are some good ones. There's some terrible ones too. I can think of a very terrible one, uh, and you're probably thinking the same terrible one. Um, A good one. Okay, one has always been one of my favorites. The whole during the attitude, well, after the attitude era, when Bischoff was the commissioner, and he calls out Shawn Michaels and Triple H and says he's not controversial enough. And they're sitting there and they're talking. He's like, "What do you mean not controversial? We're both controversial." He said, well, "You remember the Montreal screw job?" And then he goes, "Yes, I remember, Sean." He goes, "And you married what's her name?" Yes. What do you mean I'm not controversial? I said, "Hey, what's your name?" Stan. See? Bow, and he super kicks
And
all his papers out.
that was Ty Dillinger slash
That
Sean
was
Sean Spears' origin story right there.
Sean
His
Spears,
villain
yeah.
origin story was
That
Shawn
was
Michaels super
that was like
kicking him.
his first time on TV, right?
Yeah. Man.
That's what I'm saying. I just kicked Stan.
Yeah. And then he proceeded to like super kick 8 other people as he's walking down the hall.
Yeah, the papers just look. Don't tell me to calm down. What do you mean I can't calm down? It just kicks everybody. It's
And it
the
popped Triple H. It popped him. He
funniest
was
thing.
like, then the game. That's funny.
His not may not be controversial, but it is funny.
Yeah, like the game and not laugh. Yeah, the game. Here, Vince. Why don't you give me another title, Vince? The game.
I need another one because I'm old.
Yeah, MGT in the chat asks, I miss Randy Orton. How about you?
I miss Randy. I like Randy. I like Randy. Yeah.
Randy Orton is all of you people. Stuck up, stubborn, and not good enough to succeed. Yeah. The
Says Triple H.
game.
The game.
Uh, that is like actually what he'd say though. It's weird. So Randy Orton, I think, was doing some fun stuff with oh my god, Matt Riddle, but it's weird. I've always compared Randy Orton and Charlotte Flair in that to me they're the same. It's this weird thing of they are great professional wrestlers. In the
Right.
ring, there are a few people who are better than them. And and those are 2 people who have, like, unlimited, like, God-given ability. I
Right.
don't know
Right.
what the disconnect with me is. Like, it's one of those things where I fully admit that they're great wrestlers, and I like a lot of their matches,
Right.
but the second you put them on my screen, I'm just like, "Eh."
I
Like,
feel like we've talked about this before, though.
we
I feel like
probably
we've
have. I
talked
mean, I'm
about,
just
yeah,
he mentioned Randy Orton, but no,
yeah,
I mean, look,
I know,
yeah,
but
he had
I was
back
trying to
surgery, I
remember.
hope he's doing well.
I was trying to remember exactly because you explained it to me before, but I'm trying to remember your exact words, but I don't. But anyway, I actually like Randy Orton, but Charlotte Flair, I feel completely the same way. Like I think she's got has God given ability, but I don't care for her matches. I think some of her matches are amazing. I think a lot of them are boring as hell.
Like, it's so weird well, it's the same thing with Orton, right? It's
Yeah.
that's why in my eyes, like, that's how I
Right.
see
Right.
them. It's like one of those things of, like, Randy Orton's best matches are pretty damn good. Same with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair,
Right.
like, her match with Rhea Ripley, like, saved that feud, like, at Money in the Bank
It
last
sure
year.
did.
That was a
It definitely
dead in
did.
the water feud. The fans didn't wanna cheer for that match, but Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley went out there and said, "We are gonna put on a show." But then you get Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey at Mania 38.
Not a
If
good
in
match.
matches like that, or you get with Randy Orton, you get like, "Oh, I'm Randy Orton," or "I'm Randy Orton, and I'm mad."
And then he just cuts a promo for like 20 minutes
Yo, and then and
about
they wonder
nothing.
why Raw's rated. They were blaming Constable Corbin, Baron Bebo Corbo. They were poor Corbin was getting blamed for the low ratings on Monday Night Raw.
I
When
mean,
you
he's part
open
of the
up with a
reason.
30-minute Randy Orton promo, what'd you think was gonna happen, guys? Come on.
I mean, and not to mention the fact that we saw the same match week after week.
Randy Orton Randy Orton versus, Chad Gable
Then
thrice
you
in a month.
saw like Lashley versus literally everyone.
Lashley
So,
versus oh my god, Lashley versus, the Hurt Business. How many times did the Hurt Business break up? Like 3 times?
3 times, yeah.
That's crazy. That's wild as hell. But good luck to Randy Orton. We wish him all the best.
It's
As
your
far as
turn. Backstage segment.
my so my favorite backstage segments, I'm trying to think back. Um, you know what's weird? Uh, it's a very out of one of the ones that sticks out the most. WrestleMania 20. The backstage segment was there. Like Eric Bischoff calls Jonathan Coachman into his office, and he says, "Hey, Coach, there's a lot of weird noises. There's like people are seeing stuff. People say the Undertaker's around. Coach, I want you to go find the Undertaker." And part
I
of this
feel
is Coach look part of the like, the whole bit of the night is throughout the night, Coach is looking for The Undertaker, and he's looking for where are these strange noises coming from? And then he hears where the strange noises are coming from. He opens the door. It's Bobby Heenan and Mean Gene Okerlund coming out with kiss marks all over their faces. They're like their clothes come in half off. And then he's like, "What's going on in there?" And Mae Young and Fabulous Moolah come out and just like doing their whole bit. And the whole shtick was it was the noises weren't the Undertaker. The noises were
yeah.
Fabulous Moolah, Mae Young making sexy
Kissy
time
face.
with, with, Mean Gene, or as she calls him, Jin Min, and Bobby Heenan. RIP
Both of those guys.
to yeah, RIP to all. But mostly Mae Young, that's everybody, but,
Everybody, but we know who you're talking
anyway,
about.
we got MGT in the chat saying the Hurt Business is returning soon. Oh,
I hope not.
great.
I really hope not.
I just explain it. I mean, look, just explain it and you got me. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like it's hard. It's hard retconning Vince stuff when it was like they made it clear that the Hurt Business wanted no part of Lashley. Like they even broke up MVP with Lashley. I don't know how
Right.
you fix that.
And what is he doing now? Like,
Omos, man. He's the next
is
world
Omos still
champion.
wrestling? I haven't seen Omos in,
Yes, he's still wrestling.
well, attempting to wrestle anyway.
You said it, not me. Um, Trevor,
You did not.
let's get into our first topic of the day. Mercedes Varnado, Mercedes Monet, FKA, Sasha Banks set to make her New Japan Professional Wrestling debut. TV Asahi, you can't copyright this. These are all WWE images. You can't get me. Um, Trevor, um, we're at the eve of her joining New Japan potentially, and if you've already seen New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 17, then oh my God, she appeared. Or if she didn't, oh my God, why didn't she appear? Either way, I'm right. But Trevor, what do you think? Like, how much of a statement is it for someone of the talent and someone who has the resume that Mercedes Varnado does, appearing for New Japan Pro Wrestling? Like, how much of a spotlight does that put on New Japan Pro Wrestling? Not just in Japan and amongst like hardcore wrestling fans, but I think amongst a broader spectrum of wrestling fans who may not be as familiar with New Japan.
Right. It's a big thing. It's a definite big thing. I mean, not only is it a big thing for like just wrestling fans in general, but like you're also talking about the children little girls who love watching a Mercedes and love Sasha Banks, whatever you want to call her, and I mean they get exposed to a new platform. And now also speaking, a African American woman, a woman of color. It's a big thing. You get a big surplus. Well, I guess percentage of young girls, of people in general, that are just that are just getting exposed to another form of wrestling, and it's a good thing. It's nothing wrong with new changing and learning new things and watching new things. I think it's a big thing. I think it's a very big thing for her career and just wrestling in general. It's good for business, and if it's good for business, it's good for wrestling. So yeah, I think this is a big. I don't think a lot of people are making a big deal out of this, but it's a big deal.
Would you say that it is best for business?
Best for business.
In the game, Sasha Banks in wrestling, good for business, driving up ratings in the
Oh
game.
yeah, the game.
To nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. This is the story. I am alive. I am the game, and I am the game, and I
What
am the
is this
game.
game kick today?
I don't know. He mentioned Randy Orton, or I don't know, man. It was you mentioned Triple H, and like I
Yeah,
just went
and
with it.
it just went
And
with
now I'm like
it.
obsessed. Now this is like my new Seth. I'm Seth Rollins. I like it. I like. I don't even know what I'm doing. But no, I mean, like, it's also the Triple H impersonation. It's everyone always focuses on like the inflections, like in the game, but they don't focus enough on when he talks like this, and he says that Randy Orton, Ryan Danielson, and all the rest are not good enough to succeed. Duh.
Are you gonna answer the question about Sasha?
What question is there to answer? Hell yeah, it's a big deal. You said it all. It's a big freaking deal. She's gonna make an impact. She's gonna drive people, and there's also potential of some of her wrestling a match in. Here's the thing: she could debut on New Japan Tonight, and then on
Yeah,
top of that, next week debut for AEW, and then the week after that, wrestle at night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom on January
sure.
21st.
Yeah, she definitely could.
And if she wrestles Kyrie, that's a dream match for a lot of hardcore wrestling fans.
Oh yeah, man. Like, I mean, she has the talent, dude. Like this, like I said, this a lot of people you talk to. I've talked to a few wrestling fans. They talk to me and they ask me how I feel about Sasha going to New Japan. I said I think it's a big deal. They're like, I don't think it's really that big a deal. Like, I don't understand why, but and they couldn't really
It's as big a deal as Triple
articulate
H is, no, not
anyway.
Triple H.
they couldn't articulate to me why it wasn't like why it didn't feel that way. But I mean, each his own. You have your own opinions, but it's a huge deal. It really is.
It's a big deal, the biggest deal. Okay,
I'm going to punch you.
Triple H, go away. MGT in the chat says Naomi and Bailey are there too to support Sasha. Damn right they are, as they should be.
Yeah, sure.
You
Best
support your
friends.
friends, man. We
Friends
got
forever.
the Wyatt Rabbit saying, "In all truthful, former Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Bernardo, debuts in AEW as Sarai's mystery partner. This about Bailey and Naomi sending her one more time to make sense. I mean, Naomi is in Japan with Sasha. We know
Yeah.
that, and there's no reason to think that Naomi's going to be appearing. I mean, there is a little, I guess, with her. I mean, there's zero. Bailey's not going to appear with Sasha
No,
Banks
no.
at the show, and I doubt Naomi is. I think it's more of one of those things of they are there to support their friend,
Right.
and when you have the means to do that, and when your friend is about to make a big decision and a big and make such an impact, it's good to be there for them. So I'm glad that she has her friends by her side, and she's gonna do that, and it's gonna be cool. It's definitely gonna be cool to see.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. It'll be
Damn
fun to
right.
see.
Damn right.
A
I'm
lot
the
of fun.
game.
A lot
I'm
of
the
fun.
game. I had the game.
And
Triple
I
H, go
also
away.
agree.
Triple H, this is my era now. I'm Seth Rollins. This is my era. I have to
Oh
like
God.
exercise Triple H with Seth Rollins. Like I'm insane, guys. Hit
And I
that
also
like
agree
button.
that she will be Soraya's partner too. I agree with that.
Yeah, it was so right. This is my house. Hey, Jim. We got the Wyatt Rabbit saying Triple H did not send Bailey to talk Banks out of anything. She also knows what happened last year. Naomi can also honor in honor Banks in WWE. I mean, yeah, yeah. It's just her friend. She's supporting a friend. I think that's
Yeah,
all it
that's all
really
it is.
is. We
That's all.
got
Which is nothing wrong with that.
um So next thing I want to talk about, Trevor. Did you see that Max Caster diss on Jeff Jarrett and his
s-
posse?
I saw that. I also saw the video, the music video they made.
Man, man, man. Jeff Jarrett, I cannot believe that this man got, like, he stayed relevant, like, for the past, like, 30 years. Like, he's actually found a way to
Yeah,
stay
I don't
relevant for, like,
understand
30
it.
years.
I really don't understand it.
I mean, like,
And
here's the thing. He has some of the best punches in the business. I will give him that. Like,
he does. He
oh my
definitely
god,
does.
Jeff Jarrett's punches, even at, like, 80, however old he is, he's not 80, but his punches are solid, bro. Like, he's got
Yeah. I mean,
those
and he's
Memphis
in
punches,
decent
you know,
shape
like the
too.
bro, I love that thing about Memphis, right? What's Jeff Jarrett's best thing that he does? He's from Memphis, it's punches. What was Jerry Lawler's finishing move? A freaking punch from the top
Heart
rope.
punch. Yeah. It was a
This
heart
bro, all these people from Memphis, that's all they do. They just punch people. That's all they know how to do.
punch.
That drew a whole territory. They're punching people. Like, what the and a pile driver every now and then. Oh, a pile driver.
Pretty much. I mean, like so Jerry had two moves. Like, so he started doing the punch from the top rope. He also used to do a heart punch back in the day, which they made him stop doing. But it was one of those things that he should have. But yeah, it was craziness. But yeah, everyone from Memphis just likes punching people apparently.
We're from Memphis. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Fun fight.
Why does that sound like Bob Holly? Yeah, I'm gonna punch you in the face and give me the belt.
Well, Bob Holly, I don't know where he's from, but I also know he's country.
Alabama. He's gonna use the Alabama slammer.
That's right. He did use the Alabama Slammer. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he's actually from Alabama, but he did use the Alabama slam. He's from Glendale, California. What the hell?
Really?
Wait, wait, this dude. This dude. Wait a minute. He had a southern accent, right? I'm not mistaking this, right?
I thought he did.
In WWE, he had a southern accent.
Well,
This
so
dude
when he was Spark Plug Holly, he had a Southern accent.
no, but
Like
even when
when
he was Bob Holly, he was Bobby
yeah,
Holly. I'm
yeah,
gonna give me the belt. Bob Holly. Alright.
when he was
This dude
Hardcore
grew up
Holly.
in Southern California and didn't move to Alabama until he was, like, 19. This
Wow.
man did not the fake accent, man. This fake accent. I don't no, 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 no,
My
no.
man absorbed all the country when he was there.
Yeah, he's like, "I absorbed all the belts too. Give me the belts, belts."
I
We got MGT in the chat saying, "By the way, I'm pretty sure Naomi is gonna return in WWE at the Royal Rumble." Um, well, we got the Wyatt Rabbit in the chat saying, when you also saw the end of the Bliss match felt strange, maybe keep Belair as champion until after the Royal Rumble when Naomi wins." I mean, that is the rumor being floated around that Naomi is slated to return and she will win the Royal Rumble. Um,
yeah, that's what I've been hearing. Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, it's a rumor. I haven't seen it
Chatters.
like reported. So I mean, I'll
Yeah.
and I take even like reports with a grain of salt usually, but I don't know. It would make sense in a way, but also I'm like, I also am of the belief that like she will, I think, appear wherever Sasha appears. I just think
Yeah.
that they've done too much together. I think. I could be wrong. You know, there are obviously other factors to take into this. But we'll see. MGT in the
MGT.
chat says, "Do you guys know Super Fun Wrestling Time?"
I
No,
don't know. Do you know? No, right. I don't know that.
I don't know.
Oh, what is that MGT? I'm not sure. Not
Well, we're gonna
sure.
find out right now. Super Fun Wrestling Time. Give me the belt. All right. Super Fun Wrestling Time is a YouTube channel, of course. And yeah, they're okay. I'm gonna have to check them out. Shout out to Super Fun Wrestling Time. They got some good branding. I'll
Hey,
give them that.
hey guys.
But not familiar with their product here. Anyway, Max Caster though. Max Caster dissed Jeff Jarrett in the worst possible way. He called him out for being a scammer who scammed people with Global Force Gold. He with this one got him some heat backstage. He talked about the Kurt Angle, Jeff Jarrett, Jarrett, metaphorical triangle.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
he's basically in the rap accused him of stealing Kurt Angle's wife, to which Karen Jarrett on Twitter came out and blasted him. And you could very quickly tell this was not a work. This was a shoot, brother.
Right.
Like, ooh, she started saying the most random stuff. She was like, I've been silent for so long, but I'm finally gonna speak out. Just ask Kelly, Dawn Marie. I know the names, blah, 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 blah. And it was some wild stuff. And Kelly, like, responded on Twitter just saying something to the effect of, I I don't know what's going on here. Kurt Angle was always nice to me when I met him.
Right.
There's some weird, I don't know, man. But she wasn't the only one who responded to Max Caster. Jeff Jarrett on his podcast, My World with Jeff Jarrett, said the following. I've heard a bunch of old timers live by the creed, don't mess with my family and don't mess with my money. Max did both. He messed with my family, my money. Karen is a personality, but not in AEW. The whole idea that I am stealing Kurt Angle's wife, that is a generation removed, and I want the record to be straight here. I kept my mouth shut for 10, 12 years for two reasons. Kyra Angle and Cody Angle. They're old enough now to know the truth. But me stealing Kurt's wife is the furthest thing from the truth. The fact of the matter is, when we hired Kurt Angle, me and Dixie Carter, because she's got a part in this story, do. They were legally separated and they weren't living under the same roof. Enough's enough. We're 13 years removed from this. Kurt Angle also revealed some thoughts on
Man.
Twitter. Said, and I quote, when you got to use my name to get heat after 12 years. Hashtag move on. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, look, it's one of those things, man. It's one of those things where it's just Max had it in line. It doesn't seem like he cleared it with anyone. He just kind of did it
Yeah,
and
he's
went
kind of
with
said
it.
it.
But also, I'm not gonna lie. One would think that and again, Jeff Jarrett might just be a generational thing. I'm starting to realize this. Like, it might just be a generational thing. Like, we saw it with Punk, we saw it with we've seen it now with Jeff Jarrett,
Mhm.
where the old timers just think like, the youngsters are gonna like go easy on them or something. I'm like, guys, this is like, first of all, when y'all were coming up, this was a cutthroat business. But when we're talking about disses and promos,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
nothing's
it's
off the
gotten
table now.
so bad. Yeah, it's gotten so way more intense nowadays. Like you said, nothing's off the table. Nothing. People talk about people's dead relatives. Like it's
Charlotte Flair talked about her own dead relatives, which was wild. You remember
yeah, that
that?
was
Or sorry, that was Paige, but, like,
oh yeah.
it was cleared by Charlotte Flair and then the family apparently, allegedly.
Right.
One thing I will say though is, I mean, there's some people who are comparing this to, like, the Hangman Page promo, and I'm just like, you I think it's, like, equal in that it got the old timer kinda pissed off. Content-wise, it's not even close, like,
No,
Hangman said
not even
nothing.
close.
Like, I wanna,
Yeah.
like I've been hearing that a lot. I'm like, "Oh, Hangman Adam Page went into business for himself. That no good, dirty, rotten cowboy. Do." And people don't say do. Only, like, only I don't know why I'm saying
I
that.
don't know what you think Southern people do.
Yeah, do. They do,
Apparently, people from
do.
Texas say do,
It's,
and so,
no, who was it?
and
It's,
people from
Michael
Louisiana, all
Hayes.
they do is whoop their shrimp.
As
So,
Bruce Pritchard used to make fun of Michael Hayes on his podcast back when it was good, and, he used to, like, whenever he'd do the impersonation of Michael Hayes, he'd be like, Triple H's calling you to his office. Do do do. I'm like, I don't know why, but that was like the perfect Michael Hayes. Like, I just now imagine every time he says something, he's like, do do do.
That's absolutely hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, thoughts on this, Trevor? Like, did he go too far?
Uh, okay, so you touched on something earlier that is very true. Um, and today and age, when it comes to promos and wrestling, a lot of things on the table that probably shouldn't be. Like, for instance, like a lot of the crap that MJF says, like a
Him
lot of
calling
what
Brian
MJ says.
Pillman's late mother Methany, yeah, that
Yeah,
probably
like
shouldn't have been on
a
the table.
lot of what he says is out of line. But I'm
He
sure
sent his sister into labor. I still can't believe that.
that's crazy.
What a
But I
promo
mean,
promo of the decade
that
right there.
that's a very very powerful promo. And you see it on WWE too. That there's a lot of things that probably shouldn't be said, but I think the key thing here is like again something you touched on that he may have cleared it first. I don't think he cleared this first. I don't think this was cleared first. Now, do I think he was out of line? Is yes and no. No, because like Jared said, like what, 13 years old? This is something that happened years ago. Like whatever. If it's that if it's that old and what he said isn't true, why get so bent out of shape about it? One. Two, like I said, part of it, like yes and no, on the yes part, it's like you should never bring in someone's personal life that quite that personal anyway. But I mean, it's a catch-22 situation. Honestly, like you said, like it promos are leaps and bounds more ruthless today than they ever were years ago. Like you probably wouldn't have heard someone say some of the things they said nowadays back in the day. Like no one would have talked about Brian Pillman's dead mother. You know what I mean? Like no one would have said it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if I guess my biggest question is, do you think he's gonna get any backlash from AEW for this?
Yeah, he's gonna be fine in AEW, man. Like
Yeah,
it's not.
I
I
don't
think
think
this
he will
is
personally, but
at the end of the day. I think Jeff Jarrett and everyone they're gonna like sit down and be like, hey, I'm like 60, 80 years old, whatever. I
and
need to
now
draw
we're
a dime in my career because these damn guitars aren't cheap. Do do do.
and
What?
and now we're gonna get heat.
From who? Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah, double J, Jet, whatever. Anyway, I
J A
don't know
double
his
A
last
double R A D double D. I can't even spell. Do do do. I'm from Memphis.
name. I'm from Memphis. We got great barbecue down here.
At least he's not from Knox County, Tennessee. I mean, those people are amazing people, I'm sure, but one person from Knox County, Tennessee, I you know how I feel about one person specifically.
yeah, that's not yeah. I mean,
Yeah, the
yeah,
big red machine, Kane, mayor of Knox County, Tennessee,
dude. Wow.
saying the
Anyway,
most transphobic, homophobic, racist stuff you could ever think of on his
I
Twitter
think he
feed.
just actually thinks about it and just says, you know what, this will get a rise.
Bruh, that it was some these bad takes, just some objectively bad ones. We got a little discourse in the chat here. We got Wyatt Rabbit saying, um, Wyatt Rabbit saying Naomi versus Bianca Belair is a dream match, not Flair versus Belair.
I think
I
both of them
mean,
could be dream matches, honestly.
neither of them are dream matches to me.
Well, I mean, that's I think
We've
they could
seen
be
them.
if you
Like,
put them right.
we saw Bianca. I don't. Okay, I swear I've seen Bianca Belair and Naomi 100% wrestled a match on SmackDown, like leading up to Mania, before Mania, this past year. So like that definitely happened. That I don't think that happened.
Right.
Um, we got MGT says you are less famous than Glenn Jacobs tweets. Um, is that supposed to be a compliment? It doesn't sound like one. It doesn't sound
I
like
think
one,
this might be a
MGT.
compliment.
I'm
Um,
less popular. Wait a minute, I'm less popular? That's not a good thing because his tweets are not popular at all.
no, they shouldn't be at all. They're terrible, actually.
Oh my god, we got Wyatt Rabbit, and MGT saying, "Since when is Naomi versus Bianca dream match?" Wyatt Rabbit saying, "Clearly do not look at the facts. Um, you look at wall quality like Jim Cornette." Nani? Um,
You know,
oh, okay, I
yeah,
see.
you
I
get it.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't think you have to be Jim Cornette to not think that that's you don't have to be Jim Cornette. I just think dream match to me is like a match that you didn't think would happen.
Or you haven't seen already.
Yeah, like, it's one of those, that's to me is a dream match, right? Like, before it happened in or one you haven't seen, like, with 2 full-fledged stars, and I think it's been too soon since Bianca Belair and Naomi have had a match, in my opinion, for that to be a dream match to me. If it's a dream match to anyone out there, it's awesome. And that's the thing, all this stuff is subjective, it's pro wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I think a good matchup would be Alexa Bliss versus Flair. That'd be a good one.
it'll be interesting because yeah,
Yeah.
that would be I would like that one. I mean, I think the way they're going right now is Rhea Ripley versus Ronda Rousey, which to me, what about a dream match?
But I thought Ronda was stripped of the belt already.
Ronda, well,
Flair had.
no, just in general, like that's one of the matches
Oh,
that they
oh,
want to.
that would be definitely a dream match.
Yeah,
That would definitely dream match.
yeah, it's yeah, but for me, a dream match for like someone like Bianca, like, I would want to go like Bianca's like the most baby face to have ever baby faced,
Right. So
right?
you need a severe heel, a
And
super
to
heel.
me, you know who fits the bill on that? Jade Cargill. Like you want to talk about selfless,
Wow.
heroic superhero, superwoman, right? Bianca Belair
Wow.
going up against like this tall, menacing, just absolute just I'm trying to
Just
find a word here.
genuine,
Like I was gonna say like monster, but it's
genuine
not a
like
monster, but like
voice.
you know what I mean. Like this powerful force like
Yeah.
Jade Cargill. Like that's a dream match to me.
When a powerful force meets an immovable object.
Okay, Bianca Belair against Jade Cargill would be very movable. Like she would ragdoll Bianca Belair.
Oh, Bianca might slam her a little bit too.
Oh yeah, well that's what you could build up to.
Yeah,
Um,
that would be a hell of a match because
right,
they're both strong.
or in a different sense, you can see like Nyla Rose versus Roxy to me is a good one
That'd be a good one
because
too,
Nyla
actually.
would actually like ragdoll Roxy.
She would,
Um,
but they don't use Nala enough anyway, and we all know that. But she's just not used
don't get
enough.
me started on the fans and Nyla Rose. Like
Such
Kane
an
would hate Nyla
amazing,
Rose. Yeah,
such an amazing wrestler, such an amazing
can't
athlete,
believe the
and
amount of crap that she gets for like beating her.
have you ever
That's
seen
so
have
stupid.
you seen her on social media? She's an absolute fool. She's so
Mhm.
funny. I love her to death. Like I love some of the stuff she says in general. Like, still one of the funniest insults I've ever heard. That's why your eyebrows ashy. That's still the funniest thing I've ever heard her say.
I mean, to me, like the greatest moment in Dynamite history, it will always be Ruby Soho being attacked from like right in front of her, like surprise attack from the front with
Proud of
Bianca
it.
coming in. Surprise, bitch! Boom! Just the
I'm
funniest
telling
thing. I
you.
watch that clip maybe like twice a week,
Yeah,
like
say
like regularly.
I still watch that her and Jay Cargill. Oh yeah, that's why your eyebrows ashy.
Yo, Nyla Rose Nyla Rose
uh,
is a friend of the show. Nyla Rose, we love her.
man.
We got
She'd be good for
we
for
got
wrestling.
Wyatt in the chat saying Wardlow versus Bray Wyatt is a dream match. Yeah, I could see that. That could be a
That's a
dream
good
match.
one.
But
That's a good
Wardlow versus Batista though.
It's definitely a dream match.
Wardlow versus Braun Strowman too. Like the two strong men. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Another one he brought up here, Konosuke versus Shinsuke. That's a good one.
Yeah, that
Have
would
they?
be a good match. Yeah. Like, can oh, to kiss. Oh, yo, wait, can we get that? Can can
That'd
can
be
Tony
great.
Khan send can he send him on an excursion to Pro Wrestling
That'd
Noah to
be a
make this
great one.
happen, please?
Hey, Wyatt Rabbit, that is a great dream
That's
booking
actually a
match.
really good one.
That's a
I
good
like
one.
that one.
That is definitely a good one. I never even would have thought about it actually.
Oh, I got a dream match for you. Do.
Oh,
The Ultimate Warrior versus Yokozuna. That was one of the matches pitched by the Saudi Arabian government for the first Saudi show
are you
in
serious?
2018. Yeah, in 2018.
I'm sorry.
I
I
wanna
don't mean.
know.
I
I
don't mean
wanna
to laugh.
know. That request comes in, right? That
That's
request
just
comes in. I
sad.
wanna know who's the person, like, along, like, that email chain or that call or whatever, right? That, like, had to be the one to, like, tell them, like, "Hey, so one of them's been dead for 4 years. The other one's been dead for, like,
10, 11.
19 years."
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. Although don't wanna get in trouble with the Saudi Arabian government again.
I
Um, yeah.
can't.
Yeah. But we'll see, we'll see. Guys, hit that like button if you haven't already done so, subscribe with that notification bell. Trevor, let's run through some of these Wrestle Kingdom matches. Wrestle Kingdom 17 coming to
Absolutely.
you live in about freaking 8 hours or whatever.
1,000 hours.
Few hours. Let's run through some of the main matches here. We got oh my god. We got Tam Nakano going up against Kyrie for the IWGP Women's Championship. This could be the
Interesting.
segment where we see Sasha come out. That's why I think Kyrie's gonna retain.
Yeah, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's gonna
think
be a good match
the way I would book it is have Kyrie retain, have Sasha come out, and then set up the match for the January 21st night of Wrestle Kingdom in 2 weeks.
though. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes definitely sense.
Yep. We got FTR defending their IWGP World Tag Team Championships. Okay. Oh, man. Against Haruki Goto and Yoshihashi. I actually think they're gonna take the belts off of, FTR this time.
I think so too. Actually, I think I don't know if they're because I think honestly FTR is a little beat up right now. I think they're tired, and I think they're gonna take the belts off because they lost their AAA belts, didn't they?
Lost the AAA belts, lost them other belt they losing belts now. Do.
I think what they're gonna do is I honestly believe what they're gonna do is to take all the belts off them, and then they're gonna win the AEW belts.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I think that's what's gonna happen because FTR. There's no other tag team in AEW that's over more than FTR and the champions. Like, I mean, other than who's it? Martin Brothers. Other than Martin Brothers, there's no one really over. Over is more than them. Everyone
I
cheers for the
sir, I
Martin
think you
Brothers.
sir, all respect to Darius, but I think you mean Martin brother.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Bro,
Martin Brother.
Dante be Dante. I love me some Darius, don't get me wrong.
Oh,
Darius impressed
I
me in
like
that
Darius
match,
too, but
in that
Dante.
tag team match
Oh,
with Mox and Claudio, but
that was a great match, actually. Really
Dante
good
is like
match.
the oh, Dante. I'm like, I see him, I'm like, "Ooh, Dante versus Ray Phoenix now.
Uh,
Book that match
right.
now.
Oh my god.
Book a best of 7 series between those 2.
Yeah,
That's what I
that's a
want.
dream match.
That's a dream, like, yes. Those are dream matches. Give me Ray Phoenix versus Dante Martin every week on Dynamite for 7 straight weeks. I wouldn't get tired of it. Also,
and
all those people
our
who
boy
said
from WWE.
remember that? All those people who said that we were gonna get tired of 7 matches between the Elite and Death Triangle.
Have not.
Hey, yo, that last match, the Falls Count Anywhere was insane.
Dude, the was it one wing angel through the table at the same
Flying!
time
They were
have
flying,
what's
they were
in it
attacking each other
brutalizer.
backstage, it was insane.
Oh my god, such though these matches have been like masterpieces. Honestly, they really have. That last one definitely was really good.
They said the Elite couldn't tell a story. Jesus. Guys, we're gonna keep going through this card. Speaking of the Elite, Kenny Omega will be challenging Will Ospreay for his IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega had a face-to-face interaction. Trevor, I sent you that video. We can't show it here, but
Amazing. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like I I'm a fan of Will Ospreay. I've said it before, and I'm a fan of Kenny Omega as well. But my God, that's one of the best promos. Heartfelt, like you said the best. Chills, absolute chills. One of the best promos I've seen all year. I mean, a year
If you
just
guys
started.
have not
So
seen it, go find the Will Ospreay Kenny Omega press conference promo where Will Ospreay for like it's 2 minutes of absolute gold.
oh
Like
yeah,
Will Ospreay, like when his contract is up,
and it will
like
be.
whether or not he signs, because I know Will Ospreay has reservations of signing full time in America. I
Yeah, he's been
and
talking about
that's
that
his
for
personal
years.
decision. But whether or not he signs, I think after people see that promo, because the whole thing about him is, oh, he's a great wrestler, but do, can he cut it? Can he cut on the mic? Oh, buddy, bruv.
Can
You
definitely
know
can.
you know he can bloody cut it, bruv. Like, he can go. He's really good. And Kenny was speechless. Like he left Kenny Omega
Kenny didn't know what to
speechless.
say, dude. It was just like, what?
Yeah. So we got Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega. Who you got in that one?
You know what? I would like to say Will Ospreay, but I think they're gonna give it to Kenny. I just have a feeling they're gonna give it to Kenny.
Oh, buddy, you and I agree. Let's see if it's for the same reason.
Well, what is your reason?
Well, you find out in like 3 minutes. You got Zach. Moving on, you got the IWGP Never Openweight Championship. This is one of the biggest things about this show. We just talked about AEW wrestlers wrestling New Japan wrestlers on the show. We have WWE wrestlers appearing on this show as well, which is
Yep.
insane. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows are going to be in attendance there. Carl Anderson will be defending his IWGP Never Have Openweight Championship against Tama Tonga. Trevor. Trevor. New
First off,
Japan,
Tama
AEW,
Tonga.
WWE, all on the same show.
Tama Tonga. Oh my god.
Strap him up, give him the belt.
Yeah, I mean, I say he wins this. I think he wins
Oh,
this.
he's gonna win.
Honestly, yeah,
He
he
should
wins this
win. He
because
should win.
yeah,
Dude, Tama Tonga has been like he's been the guy for IWGP. I mean, like, and like he deserves it. Like he's been like him and Tongaloa have been like IWGP tag champions like 15 times or whatever.
right. They've been
So
wrecking shop for like 3 4 years straight.
yes, what, 4, 5, 10 years straight.
Yeah,
But like, I mean, I think if there was ever a time to put him over, it is right now. The only sad thing about all of this is that Bad Luck Fale isn't around to see any of this.
yeah, yeah,
R.I.P. Bad Luck Fale.
yeah.
Rest
All
in rest in pajamas because he's probably at home. He's probably gonna be at home.
right.
I
Rest in
love you, Bad
pajamas,
Luck Fale. Please don't hurt me. Like as a beast,
bro.
he's
Because he's
ginormous. He would destroy
he's
me.
oh yeah,
Like this is
he's in
all jokes. All
pajamas
jokes. We love you, Bad Luck Fale.
eating
Please don't hurt me.
popcorn.
Dude, it was like remember when like I one time I was about to make a joke about Mang. I thought better about it. I was like, oh, let me not, because that's one person I definitely don't want to piss off.
Oh, Ming
Mang,
would probably floss with you.
kick his teeth with me, bro. I'd be like a toothpick. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be fun. I got Machine Gun in that match as well. Finally, by God, finally. IWGP World's Heavyweight Championship. The Switchblade, Jay White, taking on Kazuchika Okada. Who
Ooh.
wins?
Man. You asked me the hard questions, dude. I swear. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right. Jay White. G Jay was a switchblade, you know,
So Trevor thinks Jay White. I'm going with Kazuchika Okada
bro.
because the end of the night, Okada wins, reclaiming his IWGP World Championship, his title, the title
Right.
that's his title, that's his belt.
That is about, yeah.
He's celebrating in the ring, and then I'm gonna cry! I'm gonna cry! We see the US champion Kenny Omega come down, and he lays down the gauntlet. US champion, IWGP World Champion,
Yeah.
Forbidden Door, baby. Let's go, bro. I'm just
Yes.
saying, what better
That
what's
would
a
be great.
bigger
That would be
match you can
great.
put on Forbidden Door than
What is
Omega
Forbidden
versus
Door?
and it's not a
I know,
Forbidden Door match really, but like,
right.
bro, Omega
That'd be a
Okada 4, you're telling me that wouldn't draw?
that'd be amazing match. Oh, that'd be amazing match. Hell, I want Offspray and Orange Cassidy again.
Again,
Dude, they
that
could fight
match.
for like they could
Fight
fight,
forever.
dude. They could fight in a pay per view like once every month, and I'll be fine with it. I'll
Yeah,
be fine with it.
bro, Matt Cardona could be on commentary for that, and I'd watch it.
D'Lo Brown could be a commissary, and I would watch it.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. It's the real deal now. CCC is on the seat.
We're gonna get beat up one of these days.
I love D'Lo Brown's commentary. He's just like, he was just like, and now something's about to happen.
I think it's a move.
I remember it was Matt Striker, D'Lo Brown, and then they had a special guest commentator, Mauro Ranallo.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
was just like, every time D'Lo would try to speak over Mauro, I'd be like, shut up. Every time Matt Striker would try to speak over Mauro, I'd be like, shut up, both of you. Just let me listen to Mauro Ranallo call wrestling. Like,
Dude, it was so funny. They tried, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you
dude,
doing this to yourself?
I miss Mauro so much. Mauro, if you can hear this, please, for God's sakes, just do
Please come back.
just like it doesn't even have to be like often, just like pay-per-views or something. Do something,
Exactly.
please.
Like, talk to Tony Khan, please.
Hell, talk to Triple H. Vince is gone now. He's not gonna be yelling in your ear.
Oh yeah, let's
There's
go.
That's SmackDown. God
Because
knows
everyone
SmackDown
knows
could use
Raw's commentary sucks.
or actually no, Michael Cole is fine. Like put it on Raw. By the way, I have nothing against Kevin Patrick. I think my boy Jimmy Smith got done dirty though.
Yeah, he did. He did. He
Jimmy
definitely
Smith
did.
was like not terrible at his job.
No,
Like
he was getting better. He definitely was
he,
getting better.
he was generic, sure, but he was not terrible at his job. I think he
No,
got
he
a
wasn't bad.
bad rap. But that
This
being said,
guy, I don't completely like though.
we got MGT in the chat saying, I think Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona might return to WWE in their respective Rumble matches. That is, with Chelsea Green, I think it's like, that's going to happen. Like, I
Yeah.
think, like, she's going to be in the Rumble. She's
Yep.
deleted, like, her only, or not her OnlyFans, but, like, her content, like, her
Yeah.
more adult themed content and things like
Yeah,
that.
she has to do that.
And I think that's, like, was done on purpose. She's kind of teased going back, like her Impact contract is up. I think she's going back to WWE.
Yeah, I think so too.
Matt Cardona, he's teased it, but you also never know what to think with Matt Cardona. But I could see that being a
Yeah,
possibility.
Matt likes teasing everybody. He likes being the mysterious. He doesn't really know what he's going to do until he does it.
One thing's for sure, though, Matt Cardona will not be in the Rumble.
It's going to be Long Island Ice Z.
Who I love, by the way. Like great pro wrestler, great promo, great physique, great gimmick, everything.
I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna slap you.
Why? What? Just because I like Matt? I like Zack Ryder, but I hate Matt Cardona. Like, well, what do you mean, dude? They're two different people. That's
Well,
like saying I hate Sami Zayn, but I love El Generico. It's the same thing.
well, yeah, true. I mean, I haven't seen El Generico in a long time though.
Oh,
Actually,
we went to Mexico to go take care of the orphans.
no, that's good. You should do
That's
something.
actually the explanation for El Generico.
I know it is.
Yeah, raise the orphans and the chickens. He's a chicken farm and an orphanage.
I thought that was the funniest thing possible too. It was so
I
funny.
know, and Sami Zayn brings it up like every even the Stone Cold interview where that's supposed to be like a real interview. He
Right.
talks about El Generico.
No,
Like he
you
just
know,
went
he
off
went to
to
go
raise
take
the
care of
orphans.
chicken.
Oh my
And I like how
Cold
like
looking at him like, "Goddamn, son. What the hell? You son of a snitch." Like,
the funny thing is, at least he wore a mask, right? Everyone acts like Kevin Steen and Kevin Owens are two different people.
they are. What if I told you? Well, no, let me go to my ESPN 30 for 30 voice. Doo-doo-doo. What if I told you you could be the same person but two different people at the same time? Doo doo doo.
Not Cardona, Long Island IC.
I mean, those are just two very different people. I saw it. It's a Long Island IC. He's a cool guy. MGT in the chat says Kevin Patrick sucks. He makes Jimmy Smith look good. Patrick ain't that bad. Like he's also learning.
He's not great, but he's definitely not.
Jimmy Smith though, I think was like, look, he wasn't great. Like I'm not gonna say he was
No.
great, but he was fine. He did his job. He did his
Yeah.
job, and sometimes that's all it takes. Like honestly, although he did explain how he got cut by WWE.
Oh, he did.
Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't actually.
So Jimmy Smith, like he was off after SummerSlam, right? That like SummerSlam was like when he left, and apparently, like leading up to SummerSlam, Jimmy, like Triple H, like forgot that no one was supposed to tell Jimmy Smith this because that was supposed to be because they always fire people last minute, right?
Right, right.
Um, so Triple H was like, Jimmy Smith was like, "Hey, here are my notes for like announcing this week on Raw," right? And he's just like, "Oh, okay, give him to Kevin." And Jimmy Smith was like, "What?" And Triple H goes, "Oh, damn it." Uh, awkward. And then Jimmy's was like, "Yeah, I knew I was done that."
That's kind of screwed up.
That's WWE. Like, let's not act like WWE.
Oh,
What are you
dude,
talking
they
about?
do
They're
mess up
they're a
things all the time.
corporation. They're
They
a
do mess up things all the time.
scummy corporation that
No,
sometimes puts on good wrestling shows. That's about it. No different than a lot of other corporations.
pretty
Um.
much.
Anyway, what else do we have to talk about? I think we're
We done.
done as far as topics go. Trevor, what are you watching these days? What you liking? What you doing? What you seeing?
They're like nothing good.
Mm.
I've been watching a lot of. I've rewatched a lot of Dark Side of the Ring actually. And I've been trying to watch a lot of the show Vice, the Territories show they talk that. That's actually pretty interesting. Actually, I don't know if you've watched it yet. It's actually
I've
pretty
watched the
interesting stuff.
Territory one, but I also watched that Vince McMahon
Did you get a
documentary.
chance to watch that?
That booty retread. All they did was take like old like stuff of old interviews from Dark Side of the
Yeah,
Ring and just like
pretty
rehash them. It
much.
was so
I mean, there
stupid.
was a few that were new, but for the most part, it was just rehashing the Dark Side of the Ring stuff. And they actually had a actual uh talk. They actually showed the footage where they actually talked to the referee that Vince. We all know what happened, Vince, whatever. And to actually hear her recall it, actually hear her talk about it, because I'd never seen that footage before. I don't know if you ever seen that footage before, but I'd never seen that footage before.
Mm.
I knew it existed, I just never saw it. It was just like wow, like wow. Like you could see it in her face, you could just hear her voice. Like it was, yeah,
Yeah.
it was a little unnerving.
Yeah, it's not too good then. Not good.
Yeah, do good, do
Not
good.
good. Yeah, Vince McMahon's a scummy person. Who knew? Nobody
Not Vince McMahon, not the nicest man in the planet.
knew.
How
But yeah. Um, cool.
about you? What are you watching nowadays?
Yeah, I'm basically done with WCW. Yeah, it's bad. It's
It's
like
terrible.
it's like not even like one of those things where oh okay this has potential. It's just like oh
No,
all
it's
bad,
just
all bad.
all their pay per views and everything at that point was just awful.
Oh yeah, I watched the last. We're done basically. Like I'm
Yeah.
on like the second to last Nitro.
Oh, okay.
It's
It's
over.
it's
It's
over.
over.
Yeah.
Like the
Good. the ship has sailed and yeah, no.
All I have to do is watch The Last Thunder because I'm like, "Yeah, it's The Last Thunder, why not watch it?" And then The Last Nitro, and then we're done.
And your
Then I can
your
I can l I can l leave all this behind.
your journey with the terrible wrestling
It
is
was
just
one hell of a journey, though. It started off
it
really
started off
good.
really good. It
It
definitely
started off
does.
really
And then
good,
it gets
and it
weird when
just
Hogan has a brother that's himself. And
if I had stopped watching at Starrcade '97, like, it would've left a great impression of WCW on me,
yep,
but I didn't. I
you
was like,
did.
"Alright,
And,
let me witness the downfall." And I was like, "Oh,
and it happens very quickly.
yeah." I mean, well, look, the second I was like, "Disco Inferno versus Vincent? Oh, on a paper to open up a pay-per-view? Oh, this is why this company went out of business."
And then they had like 1,000 NWOs at this point.
New world order.
New order. And,
Bro, that's the most annoying thing
and
about
the Latin
Nitro.
American exchange. Oh god.
The most annoying thing about Nitro, like, back then was the fact that you would have, like, 8 NWO segments in those 3 hours.
Yep.
But they would all be separate segments, so you would hear their music, like
Like 1,000 times. New world oh,
Too s
too sweet. Uh, actually, I have a question for you.
Go for it.
And I think we've talked about this before. And I was actually watching some of the supposed best era in wrestling, Attitude Era,
Yeah.
and I was wondering, and we like I said, we've talked this before. Is it that the Attitude Era was so good, or it just was just okay?
I don't know. I mean, I have not done my extensive, journey into the Attitude Era, but from
Yeah,
everything.
I've been
I
watching
mean,
the Attitude
generally,
Era a
like,
lot lately.
I think it was the personalities. It was a
Yeah,
lot of it was the
yeah.
personalities, the absurdity of what was going on sometimes. It all was just, like, the perfect storm.
Because if you
Were
look
the
at a lot of
Attitude
those
Era to
matches, they
happen
weren't really
today,
great.
people would be like, "The personalities are cool, but there are no storylines on the show."
Oh, there were no storylines. Some of the matches were just okay. I mean, like you said, the absurdity of the match was what made it even better, and the
Although, I will say
gratuitous.
2000 to 2001 was, like, one of the best years for
Oh yeah,
WWE ev
yeah,
in general, just
yeah.
ever,
I
like,
can, I can agree with that definitely. But I mean, and during the Attitude Era, it was a lot of gratuitous TNA. It was, yeah, it was a lot. It
MGT in
was
the
all
chat
at one
says
point. It was almost bad.
MGT in the chat says, "Matt Cardona said it himself. He's made the indies his snitch, similar to what Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre did before they returned to WWE." Man, yo, Cody Rhodes' promo, though,
Yeah,
where he said about CM Punk, he's like, "Some people talk about it. I bloody did it."
I bloody did it.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes did that, and he also had a burner Trump account. Do you remember that?
I
Did
do
we have we
remember that.
talked about that yet?
I don't think we've talked about it on the
Cody
show.
back
No,
in, like, 2016 had a burner Twitter account, which was just him retweeting Donald Trump stuff.
it was hilarious.
It was so funny when people found that out. It was like, "Guys, this is Cody's account."
Do we have a timeline on when he's coming back yet, or no?
I mean, he's cutting the Rumble or
That's what
right
I'm thinking.
before. Like,
I'm thinking like right before or
he will
the
be
Royal
at
Rumble.
the Royal Rumble as an entrant 100%
Yeah.
guaranteed. Yep. Um, so it's happening. Like, it's January. Happy New Year, Trevor.
Happy New Year, sir. I don't think I've said that to you.
It's you know what? 2023 just kinda happened. Like, it just happened.
Yes. I'm glad to get rid of freaking 2022.
But almost 2 years that you and I have been talking about wrestling.
Oh yeah, man. What, February?
Yeah, February, Revolution.
Wow, 2 years. Been looking at my ugly mug.
My uglier mug. Um, I bet it's all thanks to y'all in the chat, in watching along. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. MGT in the chat says, "Work rate does not draw some of the biggest draws in wrestling were not great workers. It's about character work, promos, and all that.
You have a
Yes
point.
and no.
He
Yes
has
and
a
no.
point.
I think character okay, great elite character work will I think 9 out of 10 times beat out, in-ring wrestling. However, here's the thing. There are exceptions to that. I think the
Mhm.
biggest exception of this past generation was Bryan Danielson or
Yep.
Daniel Bryan in WWE. He was not like he was doing some cool stuff with Team Hell No, but it wasn't
Right.
like he was the best promo at that point. He
Mhm.
got over because of his in-ring work. And he
Absolutely.
got to the pinnacle of
Absolutely.
pro wrestling because of his he won 2 matches. Like, think about how when they put Daniel Bryan over, one thing they cannot say, right? They fumbled it, like, as far as, like, the lead up, but when WWE decided to put him over, they put him over in the strongest possible way.
They definitely
They
did,
had
yeah.
him beat Triple H clean. They had him make Batista tap out.
Mhm.
Like, they put him over clean. So, and he wasn't at that point the Bryan Danielson we know now, which is just, like, he's cutting elite promos, and he's, like, one of the best promos now of all time. This was back in when he was still kinda developing all that, but still there are exceptions to that, and I think you could argue that, the creation of AEW, which you needed to draw in order to create that wrestling, um, Daniel Bryan was not a draw. I disagree. He yeah, he no, I disagree. There were
Daniel Bryan was
thousands
probably
of
the
people in
biggest.
2013 to through his entire WWE run, there were thousands of people who'd show up to Monday Night Raw
Yeah.
or SmackDown, wherever he was,
These
just to
these were
chant, "Yes,
guys
yes,
who were
yes," and Daniel Bryan.
well, these were guys who were indie fans, like that just like you that saw him in
Not even just indie
ROH and
fans,
so
he got
forth.
over with the mainstream crowd, dude.
Oh no, he
One
did.
of
But
the
I'm
biggest
I'm
pops
just talking about
in
when
pro
he
wrestling
first met the
history
scene.
was him
Oh,
climbing the
absolutely.
cage when he broke out of the Wyatts. Like, and that was, like,
Right.
everybody. That wasn't just, like,
Oh no,
50
no.
indie
I'm
marks in
talking
the
about
crowd.
when he first hit WWE. When he first hit WWE and people saw who he was, what he was. And I'm not disagreeing with it. I agree with everything you just said. But I'm just saying a lot of his fanfare at the beginning was from people that used to watch him in ROH. And I mean, and in Dragon Gate and all that. That's a lot where he got a lot of his fanfare. And everyone
Yeah.
there knew he couldn't speak either. But his work ethic carried him over.
Right, right, but that's the thing, like, no one's a draw until they're a draw. Prototype John Cena was not a draw, like,
No, he was
Hulk
not a
Hogan,
draw, not at all.
before he was Hulkamania Hulk Hogan, back when he was running around as a heel with Bobby Heenan and AWA and all that stuff,
Very
he wasn't drawing.
he wasn't drawing.
Come on, you kidding? I mean, no,
No,
so no one's a draw
Moxley
until they're
wasn't
a
a
draw.
draw when he first came in. No one was.
Who?
What John Moxley, Dean
Oh,
Ambrose.
what thing?
But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, because
I mean,
like,
I think it takes a little bit of I think both help. I think in the creation of
right?
AEW, with that fan base especially,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
what they like, you needed to have great workers helming that, and think about everyone who's helped start that company. Like,
Right.
like, Chris Jericho, great worker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Elite, all of them, including Cody Rhodes at that point, all great workers.
Yep.
Did it, but I don't wanna rule this out because MGC is right in this aspect too. The Elite wouldn't be the Elite, though, if they didn't have their great, like, character work and their charisma, because BTE played j and BTE and the Bullet Club played just as much of an instrumental role in the start of AEW as their in-ring work as well.
So MGT brought something up that I actually partially agree with. He says people act like CM Punk was and is this big draw, but that's not true. Now, here's the thing. I get where you're coming from, MGT. Absolutely. Like when we have these discussions back and forth, like don't think we don't care about your opinion because we do. But
Oh, we love
I honestly,
MGT.
yeah, MGT is one of my favorites. Love this guy. But I actually agree with you partially. But what the draw was the fact that half of the wrestling industry couldn't stand him. And the fact that also he was one that he said what he said what he said. He wasn't bad in his ring in the ring. He was actually pretty good in the ring. So with that aspect, he was a draw. But like, if you put it like this, if you had a bunch of okay stars, decent stars, and he was on your roster as your big draw star, I don't know if it would have sold that well.
Here's the thing, and I respect your opinion, MGT, and I'd also get kind of what you're saying, but
Right.
I just don't agree. And I think it's
Right.
like by one of those things of no matter what metric we measure this by, right? If you want to measure it
Right.
by ratings, CM Punk was the biggest ratings draw for AEW. You want to
Absolutely.
measure it
What?
by drawing big houses. Look at CM Punk's first house that he drew, the
Mhm.
United Center off a rumor. The United
Off room.
Center,
Yep.
Chicago, sold out, filled to the brim. You want to talk about being a long-term pay-per-view draw. AEW's first ever 200,000 pay-per-view buy
Was
rate
the pay-per-view
was
that he was
CM
on.
Punk, was helmed by CM Punk. Other people as well, but CM Punk. The first ever here's the thing, the first ever $1,000,000 gate in the company's history was was a Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes less pay-per-view in Double
Yep.
or Nothing 2022,
Sure
and that
was.
was off the back of here's the thing, I hate to admit it, right? And I understand that. When he said that, they did like the company got off my back, right? He's right to an extent because it wasn't just him. And I think
Right.
but does AEW get that 1,000,000 $1,000,000 gate without CM Punk there? Who
Probably not.
when they're already missing these other big stars? I don't think so. Like
Yeah.
it was his title match. I
Yeah.
like And as much as we hate it, right? As much as we all hated the what happened after the All Out press conference. The fact of the matter is, biggest story in wrestling this past year was
Was
that
Sam
press
Punk.
conference. Trevor, what did
Was
we say? What did it we get last week? We gave moment of the year to what? That press
CM Punk.
conference. Because
Absolutely. That
whether or
press
not it was
conference.
a
Yep.
good moment or a bad moment didn't matter.
It was a moment.
Everybody was watching and the wrestling community was talking about it for months. People are still talking about it.
Yep.
Like
Still,
it is
they're gonna keep talking about it for years to come
like
too.
whether and that's the thing, whether it's buzz, pay-per-view buys, ratings, whatever, he's a draw. And it's just it's just the truth. And again, this is not me trying to bash on MGT. You and I have been disagreeing a lot on these streams. So I love you. I want that to be clear. There's a reason you're a mod in the chat. We love you.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just one of those things where I just wish, like, I knew what you meant by he's not a big draw. I just think he is. I mean,
Because I mean, like I said, I get it to a degree, but like I also said, and like you said as well, like
he wasn't the
you
only
have to
draw.
give
There are Punk fans who say that AEW will fail now without CM Punk. He was not the only
no.
draw, so that is just
He was not the only draw,
categorically false. So I agree there.
and that's the point and that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, yeah, he could have been a draw, and honestly, he's what brought a lot of fans in and said, "Oh, wait a minute, it's not just CM Punk. Who's that MJF guy? Who's that Moxley guy? Wasn't he Ambrose?
Who
Like
the hell is
they,
Eddie Kingston? Trevor's
who
least
is
favorite
this?"
wrestler. I'm gonna turn that
First
Eddie
time
Kingston
I've
story into, like, a children's book one day.
dude, this is gonna be sold to all Eddie's siblings and stuff. All his fans. But actually, big ups to Eddie Kingston. This is the last time this is gonna happen, and the only time it's gonna happen. Big up to Eddie Kingston. Haven't seen you on TV in a while. Last promo was pretty good though. Last one I saw was pretty good.
I wanna fight you. I wanna fight you. I wanna wrestle you. I wanna fight you, bro.
Well, so what you think they're gonna do with this House of Black Eddie Kingston story?
Malachi Black's gonna kick him in the face and move on.
I agree. uh,
Oh, man. Well, guys, y'all have been a beaut.
what is up with you and your language today?
Do, do, do. Um, um, Well, you want me to go Louisiana or not? My shrimp.
One of that shrimp.
Oh, look at all this Earl on my shrimp. What's his name? What's his name?
Which one?
Freaking oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna.
I don't know what I'm talking about now.
Ah. All right, Trevor, give us a good Southern saying to close this out.
A good Southern saying. Wow.
And don't tell me, quiet as a rat piss on cotton. I've heard that one.
Well, I mean, there's no point in saying that right now.
Yeah, I know.
Quiet as a
I,
Oh, what was the one that my dad
that's
used to
like
say?
that was probably the worst one I've ever heard. I'm like, wait, how is that quiet?
Oh no. My dad used to say that hurt more than a toothless angry gator biting you. A toothless angry gator.
Joe said a toothless, angry gator. That is an angry gator. Wait, if he's
Yeah,
toothless, how does that hurt?
muscle. They still have the bite force at a gator's mouth. It's about what
Why wouldn't you
30
just say
something per
though, like
square
it
inch.
wouldn't the force be more, like wouldn't the pain be more, right, if he had his teeth?
Have you ever been tried? Have you ever been cut with a dull knife?
No.
It hurts
No,
a
it
lot.
does. That's not what I'm
But
saying though.
no. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Like
no, no. I no, 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 sir. I'm saying this makes no sense, is
it's a
what I'm saying.
Southern saying.
It but
Not a lot of them
no
make
logic to
sense.
this. There's zero logic to this.
Well, no, he's saying it hurts because of the bite force. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it still hurts.
MGT says, "I wonder when his friends goes to the gym, what does Eddie Kingston do? He yells in the corner and
Scream.
it's like, I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna
He
fight you.
screams. He screams and wears his New York Yankee hat and his Timbs.
The world is cold, better bundle up. I love you, Eddie Kingston.
Dead ass
You,
B.
you're amazing. Trevor doesn't though. Trevor still holds resentment. We need to get that match on pay-per-view. Eddie Kingston versus Trevor. Who wins
As
in
long
that
as I
one,
can have a
guys?
weapon, I'm okay.
No, no, it's a pure rules wrestling match. Trevor's
I'll
just gonna
kick him in
kick
the
him
big
in the
toe.
nuts and run away.
Pretty much. I'm just kicking him in the big toe.
He's like, okay, okay, I lost. Still getting my money.
Mm-mm.
All right, guys. This has been a fun show. It's been a show.
The show. It's been a
Been a
pretty good
show. It's been a
show.
fun show. Been a fun show. Guys, if you haven't already done so, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Be sure to follow my man, to Reber over here. He's over
Never.
here. Here. High five.
Uh-oh.
Other way.
There you go.
There we go. No, come on, get in shot. The other
No.
way, dummy. There we go. There we go. We're doing it now. All right. Be sure to follow him on Twitter at Trevortainment. That is TreverTainment. Trevortainment.
Damn it.
Follow me on Twitter if you want to. I don't really care. Be sure to follow Real Take W on Twitter. OT Graps every Tuesday nights live right
I
here.
don't want any viewers.
I don't want to be people. People don't want to see my Twitter.
You like a piece of meat.
Lovely. Guys, until next time, be happy, be healthy, and keep it real.
Real.
All right, now that they're gone.
We're still on.
Oh. Okay, cool. All right, so now that those little marks are gone, all right.
Yeah.
How can we swindle? How are we gonna swindle these marks out of their money?
Had it in money, cuz.
How are we gonna
That was the
swindle these
worst.
marks out of their money?
I mean, we did have a Patreon once.
No, we didn't. Keep it real, guys.